I'm Morgan Dreamus with RT Book Reviews, and I'm here today with Michele Lang, author of the newly released Lady Lazarus. And this is the first of a trilogy, and I think that everyone should know that, because when I got to the end, I was like, no, I want the next one. Like, it doesn't end here. You'll get more. Right? So maybe we should give the viewers a little bit of background on Lady Lazarus, because your main character, she's very different from pretty much anyone else you'll read about.
Oh, thank you. Well, I had a lot of fun writing this book. I call it a historical urban fantasy, or even a magical history, because it sort of starts with the historical period, which is 1939 Budapest. So you're right on the cusp of World War II. The world's about to explode. So it's a very lush yet very dangerous setting. And in the middle of it, you have this young woman who's 20 years old. Her name is Lady Lazarus. And she's this untried witch who's very rebellious and doesn't really know her own creed. And she gets wind of the fact that the war is about to descend upon the world, and that terrible destruction is going to come to her personally and to everyone she knows and the world that she knows.
And she's Jewish, which really ratchets that up, because it's her people that she knows is going to be literally burnt in these ovens. Like her sister, who is a foreteller, knows this is not just going to be a small skirmish. This is literally going to take over the world.
This is right, and it could end the world. I mean, it's such a profound event that's just coming, and it's like a storm. She can see it coming. It's so close. So she has the power to summon souls, and in desperation, she summons the soul of a great archangel named Raziel, who's the author of a book called the Book of Raziel. And the Book of Raziel is Magda's family's book. And it's a book of spells that enables a person to control armies of demons. Now, Hitler has a whole cadre of demons and wizards and other nasty supernatural beings.
Yeah, and I think we need to explain that a little bit, because for those who might not know the background for Lady Lazarus, something that happens in the book is it is a retelling of history. You kind of made it into your own, where you have Hitler, who is working with demons, working with werewolves, who are his protectors. And so we really do have kind of this supernatural, but it's almost like, how do you make someone like Hitler in the Nazis even worse? Well, you give them demons to do their bidding, and you give them these awful creatures.
It just, what it is it takes the world as it happens, and it sort of just incorporates all those magical elements that people have always believed in since the beginning of time. And what was so cool about writing this book, and what I'm having so much fun with as I'm starting to talk about it, is that the craziest, most wacky, unbelievable aspects of this book are true. Those are the things that are inspired by actual history. Like, for example, the Book of Raziel is a real book. That book exists. You can go out and find it in a religious store. It is an amulet, and religious Jewish people wear it to protect them from death in childbirth, from fire, from evil spirits. And they believe in that book. It's real to them. My husband's a surgeon, and he's seen that book taped over his patients' hearts in the operating room, because they need to be protected in that dangerous time. So the Book of Raziel was reputed to have been written by Raziel for Adam in the ancient times. I mean, this book, like, I've held it. It's real, which is so cool.
And you use it. Actually, that's not the only primary material you use, because another thing that you've done is you've gone back to newspapers that were written at the time, and you've actually, of the invasion of Hitler's army, and you've actually looked into what happened, and you incorporate those actual things into your fictional book.
Yes, like the werewolves are SS werewolves because there was a real SS werewolf unit in the German army. It was designed to conduct guerrilla operations should the Germans lose the war. So there were German werewolves, there were SS werewolves. I'm very literal.
Made them into werewolves.
Right, I'm a very literal-minded person, so I'm like, werewolves, werewolves. And Hitler also called himself Wolf, and his name means wolf. So he identified with wolves, and his chief headquarters in Eastern Europe was in northern Poland, and it was called the Wolf's Lair. So all of this stuff kind of grows organically out of the historical period, and it just, you just sort of take that trajectory off from where reality sort of fades off in that mysterious zone where you have dreams and where, those serendipities happen, and that's where the magic starts to begin. It's just incorporating that into the actual history.